Another one, yeah, except for strong, yeah. Oh, it's another one, yeah.
Good evening, people.
Alrighty. So, thank you, fans. Thank you, Ricco. But I'm not apologizing for being late because you're part of the problem.
How am I part of the problem?
Filling up our group chat with talk, wrestling, and other non-boxing related stuff. That look, I'm a senile middle-aged guy. Yeah, I get confused easily. So you gotta keep group chat's got to stay simple. Yeah, you can't be having too many topics of discussion. Then I'm gonna start talking about Hawk Tour and wrestling when I'm
What did you say? What? Say that again.
Wrestling.
Oh, no, you know what I'm asking you to say. The Hawk Tour. But say what you said.
Oh, I can't remember now. Like I said, my memory it's actually it fails from minute to minute. You're in a good mood now. So fans, you guys aren't privy to our group chat, but since Saturday, you've been vicious, and that's what happens when you miss a whole Saturday of sleep, thinking you're going to get something good at the end of it, and at the end you just get like a kiss on the cheek and told good night. That's basically what you staying up till 5 a.m. to watch Shakur. That was.
I would have rather that. I would have rather that rejection, because at least the night would have led to that type of situation.
Big up Tony, by the way, and Steve. Big up Steve. Sorry, Steve, I accidentally went into your link for tomorrow because of all the confusion these youngsters are giving.
You were in the right link. You just needed to change the banner. That's all it is.
So
I love you, Tony Ellis, man. Big up Tony Ellis, bro. That's the guy. Hopefully we get Saka in the building.
When I hear guys say they love this show, even if it's just the one guy and the rest of the boxing universe hates us, if we've made them, a difference to one person's life, then we've left the world in a better place. But hey, talking of one life, so yeah, you've been all up in someone's business all week because they kept you up and then mugged you off, and that is Shakur Stevenson. That's the subject of tonight. Yeah.
Well, before we do get into it, hey Ra, I hope you're well.
Yeah. Oh, sorry everyone. Good evening, everyone. Hope you're all well.
Ra's had a shit day, bro. Ra has had a bad day. Something happened in Ra's life where even before we started the show, not even a hi, what have you, comes in late, by the way, gives a nonsense excuse like he's some OAP, and then just goes on a tirade. And I'm like, what? And then it's just start. Let's just start. Our adoring fans are waiting for us. I'm like, okay. Anyway, you can see the levels right now, but that's what make the RnR so great. We just have a raw rage. We have raw rage. Yeah, I like that. We have raw rage and chill vibes, Ricco.
I'm loving this. All right, look, the teams are lining up already. Steve's he's pinned his colours to the mast. Shaq Too Smooth Stevenson. I love it. Yeah. Bukayo, by the way, Bukayo, thank you for your heroics over there in Dortmund. Man.
I fucking love you, Saka. I love you, bro. Honestly.
So yeah, thank you for your service. I know Steve, as a Scotsman, is hating you right now, but Steve,
yeah, vote reform. By the way, vote reform
tonight. But yeah, big up Bukayo, led us to glory in Berlin for Sunday. So yeah. So Ricco, do the pleasantries, the intros, the big up to our sponsors, all of that good stuff.
See, I have two shows of two people, and these two people are just like dynamite. Okay, it's hard to rail them in, but that's what makes them so special. But first and foremost, welcome to another episode of the RnR Hour. With myself, Raw Rage Raw. my raging co-host, and all of you guys as well. Big up Saka, big up Ellis, Stevie, everybody in the building, but also special big up to our sponsors, D-Rock Clothing, worn by the likes of Johnny Nelson, the longest defending cruiserweight WBO champion, and Joseph Parker, former heavyweight champion of the world. And our good brother Jams Boxing. Please go check it out. I think him and his guy, I can't remember what his name is. I'm really sorry, bro. But they also have a yes. Yeah, so go and check them out. Incredible stuff. We Roy Rage. Yeah, Stevie, we're gonna hit this after the episode. But Ra, I'll let you go first because Jesus.
You've been all in at our WhatsApp group, hating on Shakur.
It's not hate.
You're saying he's crying, he's sulking. Nah, I don't see it that way, man. Correct me if I'm wrong, any of you youngsters, and by the way, Ricco, you got to stop masquerading as a youngster. You're a father of an innocent daughter. You're a mature, and more to the point, you are now a reform UK voter, which means you ain't young. Yeah. So let's get that out there first. But yeah, is the word greasy? Is that word? I think I've heard it. Yeah. Shakur's all greasy. Yeah. That's what I want. That's what I want top level fighters to do. Give everyone smoke. You're gonna cuss me out in public? Yeah, I'm gonna come back at you. This ain't crying. If you're a fighter, that's what you should do. Yeah, you're pissed off with everyone. You're pissed off with the world, your promoters, the analysts, the fans. Yeah, go in on them. Because the energy I'm getting from Shakur is that, you know what? I don't give a shit. All of you lot are haters. I'm the best. So fuck you all. That's the energy I'm getting from it. And that's what I expect. You know, all this constant polite, oh, I'm not gonna comment, and oh, I've got a team and a manager whose job it is to talk about that. Man, fuck out of here. Yeah, he's a winner, and he's talking all winning like. Who is the youngest in iBoxingHub? I think it's lovely Lulu. She's 2, isn't she?
Yeah. Lulu.
By the way.
Thank you very much, bro. Thank you very much. Big up to my daughter. I love you, my baby.
Lulu's messages that you send to me that help me escape places like Riyadh. Yeah.
We can't let you there, bro. You're her uncle, bro. But I'm gonna have to. Okay, so I hear what you're saying. Now all of that is great. It would be great if he wouldn't be promising massacres. And he had an exchange with a fan who was, because what's great about this is that he's actually cussing out his own fan. The ones that pay to see him, he's telling them to fuck off. Like, you couldn't even make this up. This is why I love America. Okay?
I don't buy it. How do we know that it's a paying fan? These people that come all online and start giving it large, they're never paying customers. Let's be real. They're guys that sit in.
Bro, there's a guy that had a video, right? Because Shakur said, all right, you look this shit up. Shakur said, I wonder how much Bob paid those people to leave early. And a guy posted a video of him there in the dance, right? Saying, hey, I'm just a normal guy, bro. I haven't got an agenda. It was a snooze fest and, people were leaving. Look, I was there. And then he was like, that's the 12th round, you fuck boy.
Oh, yeah. I saw that little exchange. But again, what? One person? Anyway, listen. Cool. He's gonna lose a few friends and a few fans for now, but
It's his fault, bro. You can't cry after giving a subpar, entertaining, display. None of this would be an issue if you weren't saying to people what you were going to do. He literally said, "Oh, one of his fans was like, oh, champ, how's the fight gonna go?" He was like, "Knockout. He's caught me at the wrong time." Well, and then that same fan retweeted him, and he was like, "Champ, what happened?"
wait. Ricco, you seriously are holding fighters to things, the bullshit they say. You tell me one fighter, top level fighter, that doesn't talk a whole load of shit about what they're gonna do.
All right, can I counteract you?
Go on then.
That's fine. Again, that would be perfectly fine if he hasn't been saying this since God knows, right? Shakur just needs to implement somebody in his camp that can help him with, initiating the exchange, coming on the front foot, cutting off the ring, for those type of fighters that, they not, that you have to come on the front foot for. Because Bud, bro, he had Bud sleeping. He had who else was sleeping? Andre Ward was sleeping. He had a couple of other rappers in the back sleeping. Like,
listen. Nah, I don't buy it. Look, some haters.
You don't buy what? What don't you buy?
I think what Shakur said, as you can tell, I never used to be Team Shakur. Now I'm jumping on Team Shakur.
Nah, because you like the nonsense. You like the nonsense.
I think his claim that someone filmed that and then paused it, they clipped it just at the moment.
No.
Just at the moment, Bud was blinking. Yeah. Or I don't know, some got beer in his eyes because fans chucking beer and what have you. They paused it at that moment.
Who's chucking beer at Crawford? Who's chucking beer at Crawford? No one's chucking beer at Crawford, bro.
People sitting in the higher tiers,
not even Floridians would chuck beer at Crawford. Okay.
So I can't believe top level fighters would be falling asleep, especially not Ward, because let's be real, his fights were as boring as Shakur's anyway.
That's what makes it worse. That's what makes it worse. Ward was like, bro, this wow. He really is better than me.
All right, let's just go to a few comments. Tony Ellis, first of all, you think Abbas is young? Have you seen how many grey hairs our brother Abbas has got? I don't know how old
hater, you're a top level hater, bro.
I don't know how many grey hairs Abbas has got, and he's never actually revealed his age. Do you know anything about Abbas? I don't. All I know is that he loves wrestling, because between you, Trey, and him,
nothing wrong with wrestling, bro. There's nothing wrong with wrestling. Real men watch wrestling.
All right. Like I said, middle-aged testicles ain't working like they used to. Maybe I don't know what it is to be a true man anymore. Okay, Tony saying
clipped. I want that last 5 seconds clipped. Carry on.
Hate Haney or Shakur?
It's different. It's different. Like with Shakur, it's not even hate. It's just what we see and what he can't accept. With Haney, it's just like Haney's like
because people are covering for a cheat, a racist, and some of the people backing up the racist.
That's what
people who the racism is directed at. So there's,
that's a generational curse. That's like you've been cursed like 100 years ago for some shit, and now you're the one because for me, I don't get it.
You're afflicted with that, it seems, because you're now Team Farage. But anyway, we won't go there for now. But listen, what I wanted to talk about, the topic of tonight, people like you and the other army of haters of Shakur.
What do you mean haters? These are his fans. That's what makes it so funny. Okay. It's not even me just out here like this. I'm observing everything, and all I can say is, Ra, it was worth staying up at 5 a.m. I was furious. I was mad. Yeah, I was angry. But what it's produced off of that, like, I never want. They call him Shakur Twitterson.
Listen, I'm all for it. It's brilliant. But listen, as
Me too.
the topic of the show. So who can get rid of this bore? Yeah.
Tony.
Now I know you're all over your latest man crush, William Zepeda. Now you went all in on me when I gave the opinion that he's a limited pressure fighter, and I'll say Shakur 120, 108s in 3 times. Easy work for Shakur. Tell me what
you know the amount of volume. This guy throws 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 combinations per round, bro, and he's not been popped for any Osterine, nothing. It's pure Mexicano cabrones. Like, I, as an Englishman, I don't even like Mexicans. I'll be real. We've had a terrible run with Mexican fighters, bro. I want to build a wall around the UK to stop Mexican fighters from coming here, personally. Except there's exceptions, obviously. Bronco Lara for what he did against Warrington. My brother, I hope you got those flowers I sent you. Yeah, but I digress. But yeah, William Zepeda, honestly, like, they fought on the same night. I literally turned around, was watching the zone. William was doing exactly the same shit that he always does, but just makes it so entertaining. Fucked dude up, stopped him, body shot out of there. Like, the sheer this is what I'm trying to say. I understand about the counters. Yes, absolutely. But he can take a punch, right? He can take a punch. And if he doesn't respect Shakur's power, the sheer volume and pressure of a one William Zepeda. Why do you think he's number 1 in every single sanctioning body, bro? These lot know they cannot play games with this guy.
You want me to answer that? I'll tell you why. Being number 1 in 4 governing bodies, I don't think it's the flex you think it is. You know why? He ain't in no rush to get a world title fight. And this is where I say, this is why I ain't convinced by Zepeda at all. And I think he gets done by the top fighters. Answer me this: if he's such this Mexican killer, this bad man that who can, not only can he take shots, but he can just keep throwing them. Where's the bad man attitude? Shakur's out there saying straight up.
Oh, what? Because he's not fucking crying on the internet. Is that what it is?
He doesn't.
No. I want to know. I'd like to hold you accountable here, sir. You're literally like, where's the bad man attitude? First of all, that guy barely speaks English, from what I can check. Second of all, he's not on X, literally telling his own fans to piss off because he's not brought anything productive on our TV screens, bro.
Let me answer that. You're right. He doesn't need to go on Twitter and respond or any of that shit. But when a champion who you are now number 1 ranked for is out there saying, yeah, I'll take it. If you're such a killer, come get this, which is what Shakur's doing. You'd be telling your promoter, oh, this kid, this feather-fisted bore who everyone's sick of because he's crying like a little bitch, get me in. Yeah? Where is it? He ain't calling for it. His promoter
he literally
ain't
just did. He called Lee in his last fight. He literally called out the champions, bro. Like, Zepeda's ready for these guys, bro.
Oh, what? No, it's just a generic.
First of all,
it's generic. Yeah, I'm gonna fight you all. But wait, there's one guy in particular who's calling for you, and you ain't answering that, even though you're the number 1.
He's answering, bro. What do you want to? Bro, both of them just fought on the same night.
Where is it? De La Hoya hasn't come out and said, yeah, we're going to push our mandatory now. WBC, it's Mexican. He's Mexican.
He literally said that. Did he not just literally say that? Literally, Zepeda's number 1 in he's on Twitter, bro, like on the night. De La Hoya literally, like, when he called out the champion.
Where has he said, get me Shakur next? Push for the mandatory. It's got to be ordered next. Where's he done that? He hasn't, because De La Hoya knows he's going to be swinging at fresh air for 12 rounds, looking
De La
like a
Hoya
fool.
literally said that tune into William Zabeda's fight where you can see him throw more punches in one round than Shakur in
Yeah.
his whole career.
Yeah.
Mate, what?
Yeah, against another Mexican. Look, this is the thing.
Cheetah Kid is another Mexican. Who did Shakur even fight? Who did Shakur even fight?
What's that got to do with Zapita?
What's that got to do? What do you mean? Like you're out here saying, "Oh yeah, Shakur is." No, but you're out here saying that Zabeda's not calling out the champions. What is Shakur doing?
What do you mean? Shakur's calling out everyone. He's saying he wants Tank. Tank stayed quiet. He then said, Zapita, this guy's supposed to be the killer. Yeah, come get this in. None of them are responding. If this guy is so easy, he's feather-fisted. He's boring. Why aren't these killers all saying, yeah, you know what? Make that fight. This is easy work. None of them are doing that. And Zapita, he's the other fraud that is being built up as this bad man Mexican. He's waiting around for the easiest option. You're number one ranked with all 4 governing bodies, and you haven't pushed for your mandatory slot to be ordered. Why? Because you're waiting. You're politicking. That's not what bad mans do. You don't politic. You know, see, what's the easiest option? Let me weigh up. Nah, you just go straight for the baddest, most dangerous option. Look, if he was as bad as you're saying, first you would say, all right, Tank Davis is supposed to be the baddest man out there, knocking everyone out. I'll show you I'm the baddest man. De La Hoya, make Tank my next fight. He ain't said nothing about Tank. Then Shakur starts giving it to him online. Is he saying, this guy's boring, he's feather-fisted, let me get rid of this bore out of the sport. I'll go in there, knock him out. Is he doing that? No, he's quiet as a church mouse because he's waiting. Let's see which option's best for me. Let them fight each other. Let Loma and Tank fight, and then let me see how they look. And if we can get in with Berinchik, he's the easiest option. Let's get in there. Yeah? That's what he's doing. Politicking.
Okay. Wait. Hold on. You're seriously going to give somebody shit? Not that he's actually doing what you're accusing him of. For what Tank has been doing for God knows how many years now.
Yeah, but this.
You for real? He's literally waited. No. But you're giving unnecessary criticism for Zabeda, who is cool. But again, the guy barely speaks English. I'm pretty sure he's not on Twitter like that, bro. Like, I'll be honest.
Like I said,
Oscar De La Hoya has literally called out all the champions after his last 3 fights that have ended in a swift KO. They have been asking for the champions. You're saying, right? Oh, why isn't he telling Oscar make this fight, that fight, bro? First of all, Tank. Like, how is he supposed to make that Tank fight when Tank was just fighting? Who did he just fight? Frank.
Yeah.
Furthermore, Lomachenko just fought Kambosos. Like, all of these guys just had their fights. He's just fought now, but they have been calling out the champions, and you're giving unnecessary criticism for something that people have been doing for years. Anyway,
you made a good point. Twitter doesn't really count. Just saying something in an interview or Twitter. Yeah, that's all part of the marketing. Everyone do that. Tyson Fury calls out everyone in the interviews and on Twitter. I'm saying, if you are ranked number 1 with all 4 governing bodies, why haven't you and your promoter formally submitted the request to the governing bodies? We want to push our mandatory slot next. Order it. Why haven't they said to the WBA, Tank's the baddest man out there. We have written to the WBA asking them to order him to fight Zapita next. He hasn't done that. He hasn't said to the WBC, Mauricio, our Mexican brother, we are formally requesting that you order Zapita against Shakur next as mandatory. He ain't doing that. They're just waiting around.
How do you know he's not? How do you know he's not? You
Because
can literally
none
make
of
the
the
counter
none of the
argument to
governing
say that. How
bodies,
do you know that
none of
Oscar's
the
not
governing
doing that?
bodies have
No, but how do you know that Oscar's not trying to negotiate these type of fights now? There's a unification bout happening between Lomachenko and Gervonta Tank Davis.
I haven't said nothing, so we can only go by what we see in public.
He's just fought Raw. He literally just fought on Saturday. Like, what do you mean they haven't said anything? Like, they're not going to say anything
They
now.
haven't.
You and I know.
We know when fighters and promoters are serious, they usually say immediately after the fight, "We are going to request formally."
That's what he did. He literally just did. Did you watch the Zabeda fight?
No. Well, I mean, I did.
How do you know? So I'm telling you, this is what happened. This is what they've literally called.
What did he say? What did he say exactly?
He called out Shakur. I believe that Oscar obviously was speaking on his behalf and what have you. We want all the champions. We're going to go after all the champions. X, Y, Z.
Saying we want all the champions isn't formally putting into play. Because look, he ain't going to get all the champions.
That's so unfair, and you know that it's unfair. That's massively unfair. That's massively unfair.
If they're mandatory for 4 governing bodies, and like
haven't they just been made mandatory? I mean, number one. So if they've just been made number one,
they haven't been made number one for all 4 at the same time.
We'll have to fact check that one. But if it's true, that's unbelievably hard.
Because I would have thought if you are really that bad, man, as soon as you're made number one, you would say, yeah, I want it. I want to be a world champion. I don't want another tune-up. I don't want another 3 tune-ups. I don't want to wait for Loma and Tank and see how they look and none of this. If you're really about it and you're really this Mexican killer, you'd be like, yeah, I'm number one.
Okay, so all right, so Tank, would you say he's really about it and he's really a killer?
No.
Okay, that's fair.
And
I believe that the standard that I think that the standard that you're holding Zabeda is just, I don't know. I think it's a little bit too harsh. What you're how you instantly want him when when literally people are fighting and things have just literally happened. You want Oscar just to like by the click of his fingers and the click of his heels.
He hasn't become number one.
Bro, this is not the Wizard of Oz. You can't just land in Kansas.
He's been number one for a while. But for at least one of the governing bodies. He didn't just get made number one for all 4 at the same time. One by one, he's moved into the number one position.
Okay. But you're also forgetting that it's also up to the sanctioning bodies to enforce the mandatories or call the next mandatory. Yeah. Right?
No,
so
again,
you're very unfair. Again, you're very he's supposed to write whenever I ever heard you say about another fighter, oh, why hasn't this person written to the we've not had this particular conversation before, but now we have to have it for Zabeda.
Yeah, I'll tell you
seriously.
Why. Because
he's the one that needs to write to them, be the first, the flag.
I'll tell you why I've not put this up before. Because until now, I haven't had our WhatsApp group flooded with hate for Shakur.
He's so mad at the wrestling.
It really is that simple. Big up, family. Mr. Neutral saying Tank v Loma in December. What, is that definite? My understanding, look, we know what it's like dealing with Tank. The negotiations are going to go, they're going to be long and convoluted.
Tank will not fight you unless he wants to fight you. And that's just a simple matter of the conversation. I think in terms of what Cepeda, the position that he's got himself and the consistency that he has been fighting at, I think he's been in the ring every 2-3 months. Like, that's brilliant.
Okay, so in regard to that, all right, so we'll park the politics because you think I'm being unfair.
Massively.
I'm so unfair to these Mexican badlands that aren't scared of anyone.
It's not that you're unfair. You're just not recognizing facts because you're not recognizing the fact that Shakur is literally crying and crashing out at the minute at his own fans, no less.
I've seen vicious lyrics from him on his haters. But okay, we'll part that because I'm unfair to this Cameron Cepeda. So tell me, you think his let's look at him as a fighter. Then you think his
He is a
pressure?
fighter. What do you mean? Let's look at him as a fighter.
You think his pressure is going to be too much for Shakur? Yeah.
Absolutely. Have you seen the stats on that boy? Bro. He's like a Formula One car.
Yeah, I still don't rate his skill set. What I think he is, he looks very impressive against people.
Well, at
like
least some. What, Ross? Somebody has to look impressive. Okay, if everybody else isn't really looking that impressive, somebody's got to do it on the night. Shakur and him fought on the same night, and I'll tell you what, I'll never get that time back for that Shakur fight.
I don't even know why you're so angry with Shakur, because it sounds like you had both fights, so you got entertained. You know.
No, Zepeda's fight ended first, and then Shakur started. I could have ended my night with Zepeda and been happy and seen highlights.
See, dude, this is the mistake you make in the club. If one chick, if she's saying come back to my place, you don't try and say yeah, sure, babe, and then try and get it on with her hotter mate on the other side of the club. You take the one that definitely says come back to my place. That's a shoo-in. You cut the night off there. Anyway, listen. I looked at Zepeda's record. Apart from Maxi Hughes, he ain't fought a mover. All of his opponents have been Mexican, which means they all stand in front of him. Even this guy Cabrera, the first round, he was hitting him with ease, and then decided for some reason, maybe the Mexican macho gene kicked in, he decides to go in head to head with him, and that's where he gets blitzed out. You think Shakur is going to be a fool and then go in standing right up in front of someone like Zepeda? Nah, he's going to be outmaneuvering him. 12 rounds.
But this is the thing. I think the sheer volume, right? If he just doesn't stop. This is what I'm trying to say. Like it's every single fight. Like whether it's up and I'm convinced like he's got some type of, I don't know, like genetic mutation in which it adds like 2 hearts, bro, because the sheer amount of punches that guy throws and just his aura and presence within that ring. I think Shakur, he can be as slick as he wants all night, but I don't know if it just takes that one sort of barrage to get through, and Shakur's chin is untested. I've heard people speak of him obviously sparring with welterweights and what have you, but we'll see.
Zepeda, he ain't anything new in boxing. The history of boxing is full of Mexican pressure fighters that can keep going and keep going. And invariably, when they come up,
but he's not fought. Shakur's not fought someone like that. This is the problem, also as well.
You're right. He hasn't. But what is for sure, Shakur is more skillful than him. So the only way I see Zepeda getting to Shakur is if there's a stamina problem, and maybe if there's a punch resistance problem. I don't even think Zepeda even hits that hard, really. A lot of these guys.
Yes, he does, bro. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Those people that he sends to hell are in fucking pain.
I mean, what level are these guys that he's blitzed out? He don't hit like a tank.
No. I'll give you that. Like, I'll give you that he hasn't fought, anyone of note per se. But again, what he's doing to these guys gives me a vast amount of hope for what he would do with the Shakur.
What exactly do you, apart from the boredom factor, what weaknesses in or holes in Shakur's game do you think?
It's not weaknesses. It's just I don't know. I don't know if he can take clean shots just to the chin area consistently.
Shakur doesn't take clean shots. That's the thing. He doesn't.
Exactly. I don't know if he can, but this is the thing. I don't know if he can evade, if that evasive style of his can just go on all night, all 12 rounds. Because one thing I do know is that Zubaydah's engine can go 12 rounds. I think he could probably be like a 15-round fighter, that kid.
Yeah, listen, again, most of these Mexicans, we know that endurance is something endurance and punch resistance. They seem to have a genetic advantage there. I'm not convinced a lot of them are as powerful as we think. It's just that in the modern era, the day before weigh-in seems to really benefit them because they can outsize opponents. If these guys were having to do same-day weigh-ins, I reckon a lot of them, Zepeda being an example of one, wouldn't be much of a puncher at all because he wouldn't have that size advantage. You saw him against Cabrera. He looked a big division more. He's probably like Devin, rehydrates to about 160 pounds.
Probably. No, I don't know. No, I don't think so. Devin rehydrates a lot because he really shouldn't have been at 135 too long, man.
What do you think Zepeda's going to do if he fought Tank then? Because I
don't know.
He's so easy to hit as well, and when you use your chin as your first line of defense,
he's not that bad, right? He's not that bad. No one's your.
He's not that bad, but by top level standards, he's that bad. Yeah.
Well, we don't know that though.
Well, from what we saw at a lower level, he can be hit. Yeah. It's just that at a lower level.
Yeah, but that you call it hit. He's he's not phased. Let's be honest with ourselves.
He's not phased, but when you get hit by a Tank, you'll be phased.
It'll be interesting.
Mr. Styles says Tank will gas himself out against Lomachenko.
I think that's the other way around, bro.
Is there any evidence Tank has? Well,
I've never seen Tank huff and puff once.
Nah.
We went to full tank with Cruz, full 12 with Cruz.
Tank very low volume in terms of his punch output. So, is that why you think he's got a suspect gas tank? I think that's just his style. He's really, really patient, and he gives rounds away because he's that confident that when he's found the shot, it'll end it. Tank has a tank. Are you sure Trey ain't a producer today? Because we know Trey.
Trey's in the comments. Big up to our brother Trey, man. Thank you for tuning in.
Right. Do we want to invite any of you on? Because I think me and Ricco. I don't know about you. My throat is all this shouting at you down the phone. Yeah. It's my voice could do the rest.
We'll let you guys come on for another 10 minutes
and give me and Ricco or Ricco a PC in mind. Please join us.
Ra was bad today. Ra had a bad. Or just come on to give Ra a kiss and a hug. Ra had a bad day today.
No, today was a lovely day. Very busy. Got flaked on by several fighters. Who I was meant to do interviews with, people calling me up to do work, real work, not boxing work. Yeah, great day at work.
Nice, that OnlyFans is popping.
Whilst we're waiting, as for Shakur, I'm sure you've seen the interviews with Eddie. He's saying, yeah, I'll be talking to him. I can make him a star, blah, blah, blah. You think he's in a weak position now?
No.
I
know. I've known for ages that Shakur is going to go with Eddie. Even that time I spoke to Shakur, he almost blushed when I brought up Eddie's name. It was like, wow. So I think he's definitely going to go with Eddie. I think Eddie will definitely polish him up. I think the PR, I think just with everything, man, because one thing about certain American fighters, that the PR is just, what happened? You know, there's nobody, even like here, I actually said to Joshua Boassi's manager, Dwayne, big up to Dwayne Sinclair. I was like, bro, the public relations is so important, you know. But yeah, Mr. Styles, man.
What's going on?
Mr. Sars, big up. Condolences again. Sad news. Your uncle did pass away. Didn't make it through the chemo. So sadly, sorry to hear that.
Condolences, brother.
Thank you. Ricco, welcome back. You look good.
Look all right. Made it back from the great beyond, bro.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too. So,
what do you think about Shakur crying?
Crying, man's vicious. Man's cornered. Yeah, it's like it's an animal. If you were still in tune with your African heritage, which we know you've betrayed for Nigel Farage's reform, there's an animal called the honey badger. Yeah, it's the most vicious animal. You get in its way, it just YouTube honey badgers. Yeah, see what they do. That's what Shakur's doing on Twitter. Yeah,
I know. Yeah, nothing can get in the way of him crying at the minute.
Well, if he took that same energy that he's putting into Twitter into his boxing, then I mean, we can make the argument more and more about him wanting to fight Tank Davis and everyone else, because they had a picture up I saw, I think it was on Instagram, of all the top guys in the lightweight division. Most of them obviously are the world champions, and they asked, out of all these fights, which one do you think would be the best one for Shakur Stevenson next? I looked at them and I'm like, the only one that I think that really makes sense is Pitbull. But he, like I said, and I said this last week, he needed to win that fight in spectacular fashion just to even make the argument that he deserves the fight with Tank Davis or even a Lomachenko. He didn't do that, because I even saw, I saw on I saw the weigh-in where he was staring his opponent in the face. I'm like, there's nothing there. There's just no emotion. I saw more emotion in the Keyshawn and Foster weigh-in than I did Stevenson. Hell, Stevenson's own people in Jersey walked out of that fight because it was
hometown,
so
bro. His
exactly.
hometown, his yard. He grew up there, bro.
that's sad. That's sad.
Nasty work.
You have a shift fight. You know you have a shift fight when your own people,
your neighborhood,
exactly.
Your neighborhood works out with you, bro.
Exactly. You know you have a shit fight when your own people are walking out, your own hometown is walking out.
What, Mr. Styles? Do you know what's the icing on the proverbial Twitter finger? Is that he essentially, the people that went to go see him are people from his hometown who are his fans.
Exactly.
So he's essentially crying and telling them to fuck off. Not good, man. Not good.
I mean, but as far as Zepeda goes, I see more potential in Zepeda fighting Pitbull or anyone else in the division. I think he's got more potential. But you got to think, the promoters and everyone that say oh, we're gonna get this, and this going. How about this? Shut up and just actually fucking do it. Get the fights made, get it made official. Put up or shut up. I'm tired of hearing this shit. I hear more talking in boxing than actual fighting.
Facts.
I mean, fuck, man. I'm sorry. It's just and think about this. Even this weekend, Sky Nicholson is going to defend her title, and they asked her, "Do you think the Serrano fight's ever going to happen?" She said no, because one, I don't think she wants this fight, and two, she's fighting next week in super lightweight, and she's going to fight Katie Taylor for the super lightweight title, and she's holding up the rest of the division for women who actually want the fights, who actually want to fight for the world titles. But I mean, that's what I'm saying. Sorry. There's just too much talking in boxing. Put up or shut up. That's all I'm going to say.
It's okay. It makes Raw angry as well, man. Trust me, you're in the safe. You're among friends here, buddy.
But it's either put up or shut up time.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Mr. Styles. It's always good to have you on, bro, man. See, you calmed Raw down. Just, you're a delight. But no, condolences to you and the family, brother. Thank you so much, and you're always welcome on the platform, and hopefully we'll see you next week. Good to have you. Finally, Right, to summarize, what should Shakur do? Should he get some tissues? What should
The only tissues needed is you to clean the mess after you've watched reruns of Zapida's knocking over Journeyman. That's the only tissues needed. Anyway, well, Eddie, I think it was with IFL, he said the fight to make for Shakur is the Zapida fight. So yeah, if he can get Shakur on board, they're both on DAZN, so I'm sure DAZN would like to do that. The other three champions are all on the other side of the street, and I think it's fair to say Shakur's burnt bridges with Top Rank now.
Oh, definitely.
He ain't getting a go on Loma. He ain't getting a go on Barinchik. Strong rumors are that His Excellency has arranged for his favorite fighter Chamberlain to get Barinchik on the undercard of Fury v Usyk, which would explain why Chamberlain's got that duff area level opponent at Wembley. No disrespect to Badley, I'm sure he's a good fighter at area level, but he's not a prep for world level. But anyway, so that makes the other champions off limits for now. So Zapida's the most credible fight for him, as you will agree, since you're all in there with him. So I think sign with Eddie, but again, what he absolutely cannot do is start talking about, oh, I'm worth this much or that much. We know that Eddie, he only will pay market value. He ain't getting overpaid.
No, Eddie will overpay him. I think, to be honest, Top Rank were offering him 15 million for 5 fights. That's $3 million a fight guaranteed. Yeah. It's too much. It's too much
exactly.
money.
So I don't think Eddie will pay him that.
Eddie's wanted Shakur for a while. The thing is that Eddie will match him in fights where, and Eddie does why he is arguably the best promoter in the world is because his promotion comes with a package. It's not just to promote you, it's also to suggest, put you in the fights, possibly connect you in terms of, like a trainer, something that can help your camp, or, he knows what you need to stop the hate train, as it were. He knows what Shakur needs or who he needs to fight. And that's the type of thing that Eddie does. Eddie doesn't just promote. He's a scientist when it comes to that shit. And he'll polish Shakur, I believe, to where I won't be pissed off waking up at 5 a.m. to watch his fights. On that note, guys, thank you so much for tuning in again to another episode of the RnR.
I'm feeling so mellow now. You guys do that for me. It's Friday. It's going to be a lovely Friday. Yeah. I'm looking forward to waking up tomorrow morning now. So
thank you so much. Anyway, big up to Trey, Brother Neutral, Stevie in the building. Big up Ellis, big up Saka, big up Mr. Styles as always for coming onto the show, and everybody who's tuning in to watch. 50 million too cheap. Nah, no, production Neutrals. He's on the special, bro. Take it away. No, big up Stevie. Anyway, finally, to our sponsors, please, D-Rock Clothing, go check them out. Google them. 40% off your total purchase by using iBoxingHub 24. That's iBoxingHub 24. Yeah. Production, take us away. We'll see you guys next week.
Good night, all.
It's another bang. All the Muslim cars now, whichever hit up. Light up my scars with a sweet one, please. Someone flicks me a bag by here. Say, oh.